Tom Aspinall has dropped brand new training footage that's got the entire MMA world buzzing. The heavyweight champ looks more fired up than ever, unleashing brutal power on the heavy bag with every strike. His intensity, focus, and raw aggression send one clear message. He's not just aiming for victory, he's out to dominate and make a statement when he faces Ciryl Gane.
Great start.
Tom Aspinall, the guy who
just won
the interim title. He's phenomenal. And he is, again, the next advancement of the evolution of the sport.
How so?
Well, because he can do everything. That guy's got elite jiu-jitsu. He's got elite takedowns. His striking is outstanding. I mean, he knocked out Ciryl, who's the scariest fucking striker in all of MMA.
Yeah.
And he knocked him out in the first round. And the way he did it was just picture perfect. And he did it with a fucked up back. He fucked his back up and wasn't able to train. He only got the fight call 2 weeks before the event.
I was just going to say, right?
Yeah.
Like
he couldn't train.
He couldn't train.
He just went out there and fought. I knew Aspinall was going to have a speed advantage because he's faster than any heavyweight.
Yeah.
And that's something that his coach drilled into him when he was young.
Speed.
Like, be fast. Like, you got to be fast. That's what's going to separate you from everybody else.
Speed kills.
Speed. And he's a giant dude, 260 plus pounds, but he moves like a fast young guy.
Yeah.
And he's also just so well-rounded. And he's just beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really the first big test.
For Tom Aspinall, you said you don't really care about the belts. You really want to prove you're the best. Is there any other fighter in the heavyweight division that you feel you need to beat to prove that you are the best, other than Ciryl Gane?
Yeah, there's lots of guys. There's lots of guys, man. But I'm the kind of guy who doesn't look past my opponent. I'm very, very serious about this fight. I've been training for the last year without a break. I've had absolutely no breaks. I'm much better now than I was in my last fight, and I want to show that. But as far as other heavyweights and stuff, right now that doesn't really interest me. John Jones is retired, so I don't really have much to say on that, to be honest. So I'm fighting this guy, and this guy's really good, so I'll be as ready as I can be.
We finally got Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane. Chill, we've been screaming about this Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane for a long time. UFC 321, Tom minus 325, Gane plus 260. We finally got the fight, but the world doesn't seem to believe, Chill, that it's a close fight. And I don't really agree with that line. I think this fight is much closer. Tom Aspinall minus 325, Ciryl Gane plus 265.
If Tom Aspinall loses to Ciryl Gane, the heavyweight division is absolutely cooked. The heavyweight division in the UFC is already hanging on by thin ice at the moment. Legitimately, the only good fight that's interesting that I'm actually excited for in this division is Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane. Everyone is already expecting Tom Aspinall to beat Ciryl Gane, but what if he doesn't? We all built up this image of Tom Aspinall as the only person that could defeat Jon Jones. Gun to your head right now, name 10 heavyweight UFC fighters. If you're like me, you probably only got to 5. It's just not a marketable division right now, and the stakes for Tom Aspinall in this fight are just so extremely high because he has so much hype going for him right now. And if Ciryl Gane beats Tom Aspinall, I am not ready for the absolute Twitter rant that Jon Jones is going to have. I do not want Jon Jones to be validated like this. None of us do. You just know he's going to have the biggest I told you so moment if Tom does lose.
In his latest training clip, the sound of Tom Aspinall's punches echoes through the gym like rolling thunder. Every strike carries months of bottled-up frustration and determination. After endless delays, rumors, and uncertainty surrounding Jon Jones, Tom has clearly had enough. He's done waiting, and now he's laser-focused on proving why he's the next true king of the heavyweight division. This isn't the calm and friendly Tom we've seen before. This version is sharper, faster, and more explosive. His movements are pure precision, fueled by controlled rage. A dangerous mix of speed and power that can overwhelm anyone who steps in his path.
I think you match up against Ciryl.
I better be careful, apparently. Yeah.
I think I match up pretty well against him. I think I'm equally as fast as him. I move equally as well. The difference is I can grapple. I've got a lot of power. And I think that's pretty undeniable at this stage of my career. I've got a lot of knockouts on my record, mate. I have to touch you once, and I wasn't even throwing heavy tonight. I thought it was going to be a 5-rounder. I didn't mean to knock him out. I was pretty sure that was going to be a 5-round fight tonight, and just takes one shot, mate, at heavyweight, especially with me throwing him.
What do you think about Aspinall and Ciryl Gane? Like, who do you think you will win? Is the winner something that interests you?
Cara, ali é uma luta assim difícil, né? Mas, o Tom Aspinall, campeão, vem mais confiante. Mas assim, eu vejo que ele lutou com atletas também assim, muito agressivo, entendeu? E ele tá levando a melhor ali, mas acho que o Ciryl Gane, ele é um cara assim mais, que movimenta mais. É um cara que não gosta de se expor, entendeu? Um pouco ali de medo e tal. Então, quando você tem um certo medo, um receio, você acaba não tomando muitos golpes. Então, a gente vai ver. Vamos ver, porque de repente ele pode frustrar um pouco, né? O Tom Aspinall ali, de passa ali primeiro, segundo, terceiro round, vai levando pro final. A gente não sabe como que ele vai se comportar também.
It's a tough fight, you know. Tom is a complete fighter. But I do feel like he's fought a lot of aggressive guys. And I think Gane is a guy who's going to do a lot of movement. He's going to be a little more cautious and you know, just moving around a lot. It might frustrate Tom. You know, so first, second, third round, maybe Tom can't find Ciryl Gane. So I think it's going to be a different fight. We'll see.
Você acha que a sua carreira vai terminar semi-completo ou completo?
Bom, de verdade não dá para responder isso, né? Eu gostaria, né, de futuramente, né, porque meu peso vai subindo, né, então não sei quanto tempo eu consigo fazer isso, 38 anos, não sei. Vou fazendo do jeito que eu tô fazendo, dando um passo de cada vez e a gente vai vendo o que acontece.
Would you like to finish your career light heavyweight or heavyweight? I really don't know. We'll have to see. You know, obviously my body gets heavier. I don't know how long I can cut to 205, so we're just gonna have to see and take it. Fight by fight.
According to his coaches, Tom Aspinall is training harder than ever before, pushing his limits in every session. He's preparing for every scenario imaginable, fully aware that Ciryl Gane is one of the most technical and intelligent strikers in the game. But what makes Aspinall so dangerous is how he's merged that same technical skill with explosive, unpredictable power. He's a heavyweight with the speed and movement of a middleweight, able to close distance in an instant and unleash fluid combinations that few fighters his size could ever attempt. It's that rare blend of precision and power that makes him a true nightmare for anyone standing across the cage.
Aspinall, he wants to fight John Jones. He thinks he'll beat John Jones.
Yes, he does. I love that. And a young, aggressive, talented heavyweight. He actually wants to fight all the best. The problem in this business is you have guys that say a lot of things publicly, but behind the curtains don't mean it. Tom Aspinall is not that guy. Tom Aspinall wants to fight all the best in the world.
Tom Aspinall is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. What's the first step for him?
You give him the one contender, Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane is somebody that's a big heavyweight, that's very agile. I don't think Tom Aspinall gets rid of him right away like he has with other people. And I think that'll be a big indication if John Jones wants to come back and reclaim that bout once again.
I think you're absolutely right. Fight that makes sense. Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane. Let's make that happen. Ciryl Gane is... People forget how fantastic he is. A guy that can kind of float around the octagon, touch you, kick you, hit you with elbow. He's just a complete game. But man, Tom's movement, his boxing, speed, and his power, it's very, very difficult to doubt this man anymore.
A guy named Tom Aspinall, who every time I speak to him, he talks about you being his inspiration, you being his favorite fighter, you being the guy he wants to be like. He looks up to you with the utmost respect. I mean, I was just talking to him about you and he adores you. He's in a tough spot right now. I don't know how much you follow, but he's waiting for John Jones. Does he move on? He feels like his career is being halted by one man. What advice, if any, would you give to Tom Aspinall, who I think is very frustrated right now because he thinks he's the best, but there's a guy holding him up?
I think Tommy needs to focus on the next task. I remember when I lost to Matsera, I was making the mistake of trying to focus on Matsera to get my revenge immediately. But I had a few other fights lined up before to get that. And if he's only focusing on John Jones, and if John Jones does not come back right away, he's not focusing on the right thing. He needs to focus on what is next, the next path, because the rest it's a distraction, you know, and things that needs to be done will be done. You know, I don't know what John will do, but as a fan, I would love to see this fight. I mean, because in terms of legacy and accomplishment, John Jones is the best. You know what I mean? And I understand Tom from his point of view that he's a proud fighter. He wants to be the best, but now it's all depend on what John want to do. If John still want to do this, if he's compensated fairly, all that plays. So Tom should not focus on that because it's outside of his control, and he's wasting a lot of energy focusing on that. And I know it's very hard, but he needs to sort of self-hypnose himself to focus on the next thing and be hungry about the next task. And by doing this, only focusing on the next thing, he's going to build up his legacy, and perhaps one day he's going to be the greatest.
Here's a question with Aspinall. What happens with Aspinall in the second round? If you want to talk about a guy who sprints, I don't think anybody moves like that guy does. He beat everybody else's ass too. All the other heavyweights, ragdoll dudes way bigger than him. He's just a freak, and he is again the next the next advancement of the evolution of the sport.
How so?
Well, because he can do everything. That guy's got elite jiu-jitsu. He's got elite takedowns. His striking is outstanding. Like, I've seen a lot of heavyweight, even Francis, who's like the greatest, scariest power striker I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. No one's scarier than Francis. Francis does not move like Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is significantly faster than every other heavyweight. That's a real problem. At a 250 plus pound frame, his movement's extraordinary. And that's something you have to deal with. Like, that is a crazy ability. Like, his ability to move, like the way he moves, is so much different than everybody else in the sport. He moves like a 175 pounder. He doesn't move like a 250 pound guy. Incredible stand up, knocks guys out with one punch, black belt in jiu-jitsu, really good wrestler, his everything, and he's young.
So what's your prediction if it happens?
It's hard to bet against John. It's hard to bet against John, but John's not a real heavyweight. Yeah. John could make light heavyweight 100%. He weighs 230 right now, maybe a little less than 230. There's no doubt in my mind that if John just changed his diet and went back, he hasn't put that much mass on.
Competitive fight, or do we just want John Jones back for a big fight? Because those are two different things.
That's exactly my point, right? I want the competitive fight. I think hardcore fans, but that goes exactly right into what I was saying, right? Do we want entertainment? Because what Alex and John is going to do is have a ridiculous build-up, right? Like, where everybody's going to be pumped. There's going to be people betting on Alex. There's going to be people, you know, just like Conor going and fighting Floyd, right? There's going to be people like, oh yeah, Conor's got a chance. I think Alex has a better chance than Conor did against Floyd, by the way. But you get my point, right? Like, the matchup is literally the nightmare matchup for Alex Pereira. Like John is as big, probably bigger. I think probably a little bit bigger than Alex Pereira. A heavyweight, certainly bigger. You know, a million times better wrestler. Like, there's no possible way in hell that Alex is, you know, his wrestling is to John Jones's level at this point. Even if John Jones is out doing cocaine for the last year and then just shows up and fights, John comes back, he has to fight Tom Aspinall. There's no other good fight to make. And again, but then you kind of get into the debate of, is this a sport or is it entertainment, right? Entertainment wise, you know, which I think we talked about a little bit about the White House card period. You know, is this going to be make the biggest fights you can, or, you know, make relevant fights? And if you're making the biggest fight you can, you go with Alex Pereira, John Jones, 100%. Especially if you're Dana and you trust that John Jones is going to make it there on time, or, you know, not go to jail in the meantime or anything, right? And but I think it's a no-brainer in terms of like the biggest fight that you could potentially make. I still think he should fight Tom Aspinall, though. I don't know which is really a bigger fight. Yeah, I mean, you got to think, like, Alex, I know he's a bigger star, but, you know, John Jones is big enough to carry whatever fight that he comes back to. And if it's Tom Aspinall, he's fighting for the heavyweight title now. And that makes it as big of a fight as if he's fighting Alex Pereira just to be fighting Alex Pereira, I think.
Tom Aspinall looks more dangerous than ever. After months of delays and endless talk about Jon Jones, he's had enough. This fight with Ciryl Gane isn't just about defending a title. It's personal. He's been training harder than ever, mixing lightning-fast movement with heavyweight power. His goal? End the fight early. No 5-round chess match, just pure domination. Aspinall's focused, furious, and ready to remind the world why he's the future of the heavyweight division. If his training footage is anything to go by, Gane might be stepping straight into a storm at UFC 321.